So I'm going to jump right in and just talk about my Q2 2022 planning system. Have a bit of a sigh because this is a little bit different from what I typically do, which is I only have my planning in one planner, and I don't like to duplicate things between planners, but doing something a little bit different this time, and so I'll walk you through how it's all working. Okay, so for those of you guys who may have just encountered my channel for the first time, I typically am in one planner for all of my planning. I don't like to duplicate things, and I've always been in paper planning, but very recently I decided to add a digital planner into my system, and I'm really liking it, but I can't let go of paper planning, so I'm making it all work. So just high level right now, I'll just kind of explain what I'm using each of these for and how there might be duplications, and then I'll talk about each of them for you. And maybe I'll leave the timestamps down below so that if you want to jump to a particular one, you can. So in a high level, this is kind of my future planning, pre-planning, and messy notes. It kind of just sits on my desk at home. I don't really take it anywhere, and so if I need to scribble notes just really quickly in a meeting, I'll put it here. Future planning, I put it in here. This is my on-the-go planner, and it's also my wallet, and I do have like the monthly inserts right now, as well as some weeklies, and just a random notebook for on-the-go. Then in this one, this is where these two kind of are duplicative. This one is monthlies as well. Sorry, not monthlies. These ones are just weeklies. It's the Hobonichi Weeks Dupe. So these are just weeklies. And I also kind of have weeklies in here. These two are kind of similar. The thing is, this one is much easier to take on the go. It has my extra cards and it just fits in everything. So I always have this. But this is on its own quite compact too, so in times when I don't think I'll need my cards and whatever, I can just grab this. And I also have like a little daily insert thing here, so I can use it as dailies as well, which I kind of like. So those two are a little bit interchangeable. And then the other thing that I have is my digital planning, and I will show you that as well. And I'm really loving it just because like you unleash so much with having it on your iPad, right? Because you can like copy things from your emails, you can screenshot whatever you want, you can add stickers by literally taking any image you want, and it's just amazing. But right now how I've been using this mostly is for work planning and being able to copy in my like Outlook planner into the actual planning. So this, for the most part, I've been using it for work planning and kind of for dailies when I'm at home just sitting in front of my desk, or if I'm going into the office, I just take the mini instead of using my iPad Pro and do my dailies and look at my dailies there, because I do need dailies all the time now. Okay, so that is super high level how I'm using each of them, and then I'll talk about detailed, what's in each of these. I'll flip through all of them and then kind of show you in the end how it all kind of ties together, sort of, very loosely. So just to give you some background, like I decided to do kind of just like be more loose with how I'm planning, just because, I don't know, I was trying to incorporate digital planning. I got into like a funk this month, and I was just like, I'm just gonna try everything, and whatever brings me joy and keeps me planning is what I'm gonna do. Anyway, so that's kind of the background on that. So this is the Filofax original in the black. I love it. It's just, one thin piece of leather, and that's it, and it's very sleek. And I've noticed that I kind of like smaller rings now. Before I loved it chunky and everything in one planner, but now I'm realizing I do like the thinner profile, and that's maybe why I need multiple planners. But anyways, okay, let's get right into it. So in here I have the GTD master lists that I have in every single planner. That's the method that I use in my planning system to keep track of like all ideas, current, future, past, etc., etc. And I just love it. So I have a set in here, but right now, I said in my past videos that I like to have these inserts in every one of my planners, because depending on which one I'm using as my main planner, I will keep that as my master list. But I don't have more than one master list, in that I'm only fully updating one set at a time because I don't want to get confused. So right now my master list is in my digital planner, just because it's like so nice to be excuse me, it's so nice to be able to like copy and paste things over to the various lists, like from my inbox into next actions. So yeah, sorry, bit of a ramble on that. And yeah, so then we get into the future planning, and I kind of differentiate future planning and pre-planning in that future planning is like truly for the future. And what I mean by that is like right now, you know, we're in March or maybe April when this video goes up, and I'm planning for, you know, let's say June, July, just a future month, December, whatever months, right? That's future planning to me because it's months and months in advance. And I like to use this, you know, bullet journal type style. So this is just like the bullet journal bundle from my shop. But I like this because it's the perfect amount of space in that it's not too small, like a monthly, and it's not too big, obviously. And it's just the perfect space for future events because you don't really have like a lot of details. So you don't need a lot of space, but at the same time, the monthlies just are too tiny. And if you change plans or something, like it basically like takes up the entire little grid. So yeah, so these have been working out amazing. I love that. Then the other thing that I do in here is I pull out the important referencey type information for the months that have passed. So I do this in this monthly log style. And the reason I like this is because this is so clean and it's the perfect amount of space to reference a couple items. In, you know, your referencey type notes, you don't want to put everything, right? Because then it just becomes like you're planning weeklies, you're planning dailies where you have like a lot of tasks or random things that you don't care about. This is just the important information that I might want to reference in the future, like, I don't know, doctor's appointments, or I don't know, I visited a friend or whatever it was, I'll put in here, and I just find it's the perfect amount of space. So I've been doing that. And then the other thing that I have in here is these monthlies as well as some weeklies. And this is where kind of the overlap comes in with a bunch of the planners. So in the weeks that I know I'm just going to be mostly at home, I'm not going to the office or whatever, I use this because this just sits on my desk. I don't really take it with me. So it's just easy. It's, you know, bigger area to do my weekly and my daily planning. So then I'll put them in here. For the monthlies, I just tried 2 months in here, and I don't know, I'm not 100% sure about it because it's duplicating what's in my Passport TN right now. And the thing that I'm kind of giving free reins for myself right now is if there is some duplicate information, then whatever. If I want to use that planner that week or another planner the next week, like that's fine. I'm not gonna crucify myself. And it's only if I start feeling like I'm running into issues where I'm missing an event because I'm not updating both at the same time that I'll just, you know, pick one and let it go. But yeah, so for the weeklies especially, I'll just use this if I'm at home. The thing that makes it hard with these weeklies is if I want to see my work calendar, I'll have to pull it up separately because obviously I'm not going to copy over my work meetings just because like it changes all the time throughout the day. There's way too many of them and just would never work. So in the weeks where I don't have a lot of work meetings necessarily, which is like, to be honest, not that often, then I'll use something like this because I don't need to reference the work stuff as often. And so that's that. But then the bulk of what's really in here, you'll see that there's only a few sheets of those completed because really the bulk of what I use this for is future planning and pre-planning. So future planning is what I just talked about in those monthly logs, and pre-planning I think of more as in like you're planning for like more closer to future, if that makes any sense. So for example, if we're in April, let's say, in the month of April, if I have plans that I'm confirming or, you know, to do things before an event or some more details regarding something in that month, I write it down in these instead of that future log. As soon as I get to that month for the future log, I'll migrate those things over to these pages, and I only log things in here when it's like not related to that month. Does that make sense? So if I'm in April, if it's something to do with May, June, July, up to the to the rest of the year, to the end of the year, I'll put it in here. Once I'm in that month, anything I'm putting in here. And the reason why I put it in these, you know, dated Filofax weeklies is because once you get closer to the event, you're going to have more details and you need more space, or at least I find I need more space than what's in the future log, or even like a monthly log like this. I just need more space. It's just not enough space. So that's what I call really pre-planning. And then when I'm in that week for that month, I'll go to that week, of course, and I will move this over to my actual plans for that week. It's a lot of copying and like pasting sometimes. I think people say like, why do you need to do that? And you don't. For some reason, that just worked for me in my brain to really be like clean and on top of things. And I just really love that system. But, you know, in digital planning, it's like a whole different story, because in digital planning, you can't just put everything in one spot because it's so easy to erase it. It's so easy to copy and paste, so easy to move things around. But, you know, ideally it would make sense probably if I just moved fully to digital planning, but I just can't let it go. I can't let the paper go. Okay, so the next section that I have in here is the projects. This is my projects bundle, and I've been, you know, working on my website for Mommy Plans. It's right now my Etsy shop, but I'm thinking about starting my own website, and I've just been putting it in here. Again, you kind of see an overall theme or trend, I guess, is that this stays at home. So it's more of the major things that I know I'll be working on when I'm at home. So projects, I'm not going to work on that on the go or when I'm in the office. So that's why I have that in here. Then I just have some extra like other types of weeklies that I might use. Then I have this tracker insert. And I don't know why, I just like love it so much. I had this in my A5 and I was using it to track my girls' like sick days from daycare, and it was just really nice to see an overview of like how many days they were home. I use this to track my period and contact changes. Like I have contacts, and when I change my contacts, I like to track it in here. And something about just like this really simple yearly view is really great. And so you can write in some notes on the side. So I added some in here, but I'm not good at tracking, so I don't know if I'll use that much. Okay, so then the last section in here is just scribbly notes. And when I'm on a phone call, like I write really messy. Sometimes you're like in a meeting, you don't want to be typing. You would rather just like handwrite, you know, because it just feels like you're paying more attention if you're handwriting. And I literally write like this, like, this is like me in my true state. So I just wanted some random paper that I could scribble on that I won't be worried about, that I don't care about. So these are just, I think, the Moterm ones that come with the Moterm planners. So that's that. And that's basically what's in here. And it's been working really well. I've been really liking it. And especially like the pre-planning and the future planning, I do kind of like it separate from a digital planner, just because, or not even digital planner, any planner. I like it separate because when you're copying from this planner to another, it's easier to have it on that page, and then you could just copy it into wherever you're trying to move it to, instead of trying to flip back and forth between, you know, pages, or even if you're in multitasking view in digital planning, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know, something, it's just still easier if it's somewhere else. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, let me know your comments down below, because I literally love talking about planner system. I think I love like talking about planner systems more than actual planning. I'm so freaking weird. I don't know why. I love it. I love it. Okay. Next, let's move on to this. Okay. So when spring rolled around and the Hobonichi like spring week stuff was coming out, I was like really wanting to get one, even though I already use a Hobonichi Weeks Mega for memory planning. I don't know, I wanted another one, and then I was like, no, I can't get the dated one. I can't get the dated one. So I found this in my stash, and I'll link my video up here of the setup and the details and stuff. But basically it's a Hobonichi. I can link it down below. It's from AliExpress. It's literally like $4 US, I think. And it is the best thing ever. And you can look in there, in that linked video there, but like the layout is the exact same as the Hobonichi Weeks. Like this design here is the exact same, unlike some other dupes that I've seen, except it's undated. And it's been perfect because, again, like I said, I'm being more loose with myself. And I'm using this if I want to use it. And sometimes if I don't want to use it, then I don't want to use it. And so in here, it's literally just the weeklies. They have like daily, or not daily, they have the monthly spreads here too, but I'm not using it just because I have other monthlies in the other planners. And I just love it. It's so cute. And I've been using these stamps. I'll link these down below. I got them from I got these from Amazon, and I first saw them on Lindsay Scribbles channel, and they're so nice. It just comes with like this, you know, little ink pad. It's really convenient. Oopsies. Totally just dropped my ink pad somewhere. And it's great, and it fits perfectly in here. It just looks better than my handwriting. And I've also been using it in my personal rings. I don't know if you saw it in my, when I was showing you the monthlies there. And so yeah, so the thing is there is some duplication because in here I have weeklies, in here on the go I kind of have weeklies as well. But again, I'm kind of following that concept of if I'm going to be at home most of the week, or most of the week, then I'll use this because I don't take this on the go as much just because it's a bit smaller. But like if I'm going to be in the office, actually I'll kind of use this because it's kind of weird to pull up this little guy in the office, I find. This is more like on the go in terms of errands, you know, events, other stuff like that, like something really small you need. But this just like looks a bit more professional, I kind of think. And if I want something on the go, I'll take this for the office, or if I'm at home because it's a bit bigger, if that makes sense. So that's that one. And then in the behind, I just wanted to show you. So I just tucked in one of the Hobonichi like memo pads. It's just a really thin gridded Tomoe River paper notebook, just for notes and stuff. And then the other thing I have in here is a daily booklet, and this is in my shop. It's basically like, it comes with this cover and just like this daily insert, and you can print as many as you want. And I just put it together and stapled it, and I just have it at the back because sometimes if I'm using the weeks, you want to like write out like a daily plan, right? And so I wanted to have something that I could do that with. So that's that. And also I show you guys on my Instagram how to do this little closure thing. So if you guys are interested in that, just follow me on my Instagram there, or check out my reels there. So that's that. So I guess I would call this like, I don't know, just weekly planning, sort of on the go and sort of at home. This is where I feel like my system falls apart a little bit, because once I start like, I don't know, wishy-washying between them, I do get a bit like confused onto what I should be using or doing. So I don't know. Okay. So next, let's talk about the little on-the-go planner. And this was like highly inspired by Lindsay Scribbles. Like after I saw her switch over to all TNs, I was like, oh my God, I need to try a TN again. And so I got the passport size because I wanted something like for some wallet stuff that I can easily take on the go. And I just have this little insert here. I couldn't find like the actual traveler's notebook ones here. You know, the ones by Rarities, B-Sides and Rarities. It's really hard to get here in Canada, I find. And the stores that do have it, like it's like a lot in shipping. And so I just, I had this from AliExpress, and it actually works quite well. I can link it down below if you guys want it. The zipper's like pretty good. I mean, the fabric's a bit rougher than the other one, I'm sure, because yeah, I don't know, it feels a bit rougher. I'm sure the other one's much nicer, but this one was like very inexpensive, and I kind of really like the color. So that's that. And so I have just like my cards in there and stuff for my wallet, and that's it. And it's really sleek and easy. So in here, I do have a monthly insert, and this is where I decided that I'll probably just, you know, stamp out the rest of the year. At least I stamped out up until like July. And I think I'm going to use this as my monthlies instead of my ring planner, just because when you're on the go, you kind of want a quick monthly view of what's going on, right? So I've kind of been using this more so. And again, so I use the stamps again. They're so versatile. I really love those stamps. They're like, I don't know, 20 bucks Canadian, like, I don't know, $18, $15 US. It's like so cheap, and it works great. Then I also have the weeklies in here. And I had only done a couple, and I really like this weekly insert. I think it's pretty fun. And this is where I've been like pretty loose in terms of I'm switching back and forth. So on weeks when I think this makes more sense, I'm in the office, or I don't know, looks a bit more professional, I'm at home, I'll use this. On weeks where, you know, like if I was going on vacation or I wasn't at work, or I was just gonna be at a coffee shop or whatever, I would love to use this more so, just it's smaller, takes up less room. And yeah, and the funny thing is, like the weeks, like the actual weeks, you get more on here than here because you have the gridded side, and for some reason I just like don't make use of the gridded side as well as I know other people do, so I actually prefer this layout, to be honest. So that's that. Then I also have these sticky notes, and I'm just gonna link this in my Facebook group. I have a freebie, I think, of this, like it's like a sticky notes freebie, but it has like a bunch of other designs. It's not just like a full sheet of these. But anyway, so this I just stick in here in case like there's a day where I might want to be more specific in what my daily tasks are. These are just like the Midori index clips. And that's that. And then in the back, I just added just like a random grid notebook in case I need to do scribbles on the run. And then in the front, I clipped one of those, you know, pen clips or whatever. So that's that. Now I'm like really thinking about if I should take it off. Like, is it really denting my leather? Anyways, that's that one. Not least, ignore this pink cover right now. I'm getting a new one. I thought it matched like the current theme, but it's just way too much for me. I'm waiting for my Apple Folio. That's coming tonight, I think, actually. So this is for digital planning, and I just use GoodNotes. So I got the mini just because I actually kind of like taking this to the office. I took it one day last week, and I was actually using my iPad mini 5, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this, because I just got an iPad Pro, and I was like, oh, is it worth it to like also get the iPad mini? Like, yeah. But anyways, after using my iPad mini 5 and bringing it to the office, I kind of liked that experience. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go and get the iPad mini 6. And the reason why I did that, because the 5 has those big bezels and the home button, and just feels very old. Like they hadn't changed that design since like it first came out, and this was the first time they redesigned it, and I just like love it because it's like, you know, the bezels kind of looks like the iPad Pro, which I've been loving. So that's why I got this. And so I like this just laying flat like this on my desk with the little tripod stand or whatever. And I always use my planners in landscape mode. This kind of random discussions, but I like it landscape mode just because it fits better. There's more to write. These covers are made to sit like this, whereas if you use like it in landscape, it has to be flat, and I don't like it flat on the table because it just has a better writing experience when it's a little bit perched with the pencil. I mean, give it a try. But if you do want to use it this way, I just want to give you a quick hack actually. So see how like the landscape would be really small, right? So what you do is you press that little button in the corner there, like the one with the A, and then it like has this square which allows you to zoom up to wherever you want on that page, and then you could like write down here and it zooms into that page. This way you could see the full layout as well as like a closer up of where you're actually writing, because it's too tiny up there, right? Just a small hack that I find really helpful. I do find that yeah, I like the little incline better, so I like it this way. Okay, enough about that. So in this planner, it's my GTD Ultimate Digital Planner bundle, and I've been loving planning in the iPad mini on this. My spreads are like quite open, so what I mean by that is like if you look at the dailies, for example, there's like a lot of space, and I actually really love that because what I do, and I told you that I kind of use this for my work planning, is so for example, in the weeklies, I'll just copy and paste my Outlook view for that week from my calendar and paste it right here, and the hyperlinks still work, which is awesome, right? I mean, it's not a function of the actual planner, it's just GoodNotes made it that way, so good on you, GoodNotes. And so I've been doing my daily planning here for the most part, and why I like it so much is because I made it so that the spread is quite open so that you could just put a line and divide your dailies if you want, and just a lot of space to add in stickers or widget type stickers or whatever you want to do. So what I do is I add in this like little work square thing, and it comes with it's in the sticker pack that comes with my digital planner, and I put that there, and then I'll copy over my Outlook calendar for the day and paste it here. And then on the side, I kind of write in more of the details of like house stuff, like if I want to put in a load of laundry or lunch or whatever, more home type stuff, I will put it in on the side here. And I've been loving this just because then you have access like to everything that comes through your email, you have access to your Outlook, and it just makes it like so much easier. And the other thing that I do is I just, with multitasking and the ability to like put things in different places, you can have this little side slider, and I just pull up my notes in here, and what I do is like I have a section for work, for example, and I would put in like my reoccurring tasks for the day or the week, and I can easily reference it and not have to flip back to different pages or look for the pages. I can like literally swipe it out and it just shows up and I can put it away. Similarly, I will put in, you know, my to-do list for work, and if I put it here, it makes it really easy because I could just have it sitting here. I can scroll through it throughout the day, but it's not actually on my like plans, and I can just copy and paste it inside. Does that make sense? Isn't digital planning so amazing though? And I'll link up here my video on like switching over to digital planning if you're interested in that. And then the other thing I use mostly in here, I mean there's other sections in this planner, but I'm just sharing what I mostly use this planner for, is the GTD section, like I said. And the reason why I do it in digital planning is just because I find it so much easier. So here's like the inbox. I mean, these inserts are the exact same as my printables. And what I love about it is, again, I shared it in some of my other video that I linked earlier, is that you can like copy and paste things throughout, right? And I'll link my latest video up here about the GTD overview, as well as like the tips and the improvements that, you know, you get from using a digital planner. And it just kind of talks about what I like about it. But anyway, so for example, I'll put all my inbox items here, and then after I've like organized and classified where it should go, like whether it's in my calendar or my next actions or waiting on or whatever, instead of like rewriting it to each of my subsequent lists, like say you want to write in next actions, you literally just click on next actions, it takes you there, and you can just copy and paste it over, right? So that's why I've just, that's the main reason why I've been loving it in here instead of in like paper form. And then of course, the other reason why I like this as well as the dailies in here is because I can easily pull this up on my cell phone, because good notes, like I have an Apple phone, an iPhone, and it's all linked, right? So you could just always have it with you on the go, because like a lot of the times I just have like my credit cards in the back of my phone, and that's all I take on the go. And even though this is small, like if I'm not carrying a bag, like I'm still not carrying this. So yeah, that's been working really well for me. And that's pretty much it. So I don't know if you can tell, like I still try to keep things more segregated if possible, because that's just like how my mind works. But there is a little bit of overlap just to give me some creative freedom, not be so strict, just to keep me like, you know, being excited about planning. And yeah, I mean, it is a hobby at the end of the day. And to be honest, I don't believe in planner peace, and I don't want planner peace because I'd probably get into a funk, and I would just want to try something else to ignite my, you know, planner excitement again. So let me know down below if you guys like that video. There's going to be more videos coming up about my planner system, of course, how I'm planning in each of these, as well as like a lot more on the iPad. I actually have a video coming out on my iPad mini and some cool accessories. If you guys want to get started with digital planning, that might be helpful. So don't forget to subscribe, like this comment, and let me know down below what you're using this quarter. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.